Hey folks, this is Bardic Dragoon. Welcome back to Let's Play Grandia 2 Anniversary Edition. When we last left off, we had taken a spill off of some cliffs after trying to cross the granite cliffs. And, well, thankfully we all survived, and Grandia and Elena met for the first time, and it was an interesting experience. I think interesting is a good word. Really, you timed that you just happened to time that well, huh? Okay. And yeah, it was a kind of an interesting time overall. I suppose I could use spells, but it's only 2 enemies. Especially with this kind of damage output, I really don't think we have much to worry about here. Actually, you know what? But yeah, but I also left off kind of in a bit of a cliffhanger discussion just because, you know, we hit a save point and there was really no reason to do anything except end the episode. But the way that Millennia and Elena, compared to the other instances we see of characters, oh, I've got like skill points and stuff that I haven't spent. Yeah, I'll wait on them for a bit. But the way that ends up playing out in this, like, as Millennia and Elena is very different. I mean, we've already kind of seen it with Gaddon, arguably. I mean, we don't know how long Gaddon has been possessed for, or even how he came to be possessed necessarily, so hard to say 100% on that. But yeah, Gaddon was, like, just straight out consumed by Valmar, or by the tongue of Valmar, and like, there wasn't anything involved that was really even Gaddon anymore. It just, the tongue of Valmar wearing Gaddon's skin, basically.
You better practice if you want to beat me.
I'd say I probably could have put that in a less horrifying way, but, you know, the kind of horrifying tinge to that sound arguably makes even more sense considering what it is we're talking about. But anyway, as I was saying, though, I just ran in circles. Yay. Okay, so I guess we do have to go. Okay. But yeah, because like the other situation in possession, there seems to be this sense of kind of the individuals either being consumed by the entity or, well, that one's kind of a rare circumstance too, so I won't talk too much about that because it could be a little spoilery, and it's also very possible I'm not remembering it correctly, so we'll leave that out. We'll avoid that. Oh, great, I was surprised by evil land shrimp, I guess. Giant evil land shrimp.
Ready, go! Ouch, 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 ouch! Yikes!
Okay, well, time to get serious, I guess. Anyway. But yeah, the other characters that that you end up seeing like that, it is... There we go. Alright. Oh, Tremor's the only offensive spell that he has. That is weird. I never realized that. Anyway. But yeah, like, with other characters that end up being possessed, like, I know he's supposed to have a deep, gruff, beastie voice kind of thing going on, but what the heck was that? But yeah. But, like, Millennia and Elena are the only kind of... more, like, I mean, okay, if you think about, like, possession like a parasite, which I guess really isn't too far off the mark, I suppose. But it's like all the other ones, pretty much the parasite ends up just eating them alive. It's like one of those like fatal parasites, where it like just literally eats you alive from the inside. This is getting really depressing and dark sounding. I mean, admittedly, we're talking about demonic possession, so I suppose that should not be surprising, but still. But anyway, it's like, I mean, as I said, they're kind of like they're being eaten from the inside by the evil energy. So, you know, there isn't anything left of them until you basically have the parasite is what's in control.
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, I could probably make connections here to... Actually, yeah, Parasite Eve. Kind of like the whole situation with Maya in Parasite Eve in the final... I hate jumping enemies. But the whole connection with that, like... Maya was not in control of herself at that point in the storyline. Okay, actually... She doesn't have... Yeah, that was probably be a good idea in a moment here.
Here you go.
Yeah, I might have gone off a second earlier than I wanted it to. Or not. Or maybe I just didn't need as much healing. Seemed like those things did a lot more damage before. Maybe it was that special attack that put Rowan to sleep. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, like in that situation, like when you got to the like the whole thing in Parasite Eve with Eve and all of that, Melissa wasn't there anymore. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you know, I did a full playthrough, you could go watch that. Totally not awkward self-promotion or anything like that. Not at all. But anyway. But so you kind of have that sense that, yeah. I kind of hate these enemies. Especially because they're really only deadly if they decide to just all gang up on one person. So you know what? I always can stop having to strategize here. Think. So that way I can think on what I'm saying. Because yeah, like, there wasn't anything left of Melissa. It was just Eve. And that's kind of, you know, like we saw with Gaddon.
Even harder.
There wasn't anything of Gaddon. The people of the town kind of mentioned he wasn't always like this. He was, you know, a nice, generous man, and then he became super money-grubbing, power-hungry, you know, giant jerk, and yeah, there was nothing left of Gaddon after he was possessed by the tongue of Valimar. Although, I admit, that's kind of a cool, you know, the demon that is representing the devil's tongue. Like, they could have gone two ways with that, and I think the whole greed angle is kind of an interesting one. Like, you know, silver tongue of the devil. You know, you think more like ultra charismatic, and I mean, they probably could have still played it that way, but I don't know, I kind of like the way they did it there. Anyway, getting back on topic. But in the case of Malenia and Elena, they don't have that kind of relationship. This isn't, you know, a parasite consuming its host. This is... Why am I... No. What is the menu? Start. Start at the menu button. I need to remember that. And let's see. Let's move higher defense. Nope. How about you? Oh, that's even worse for you. Oh, also... I mean, not that I'm using magic right now, but still, I probably should use that. Actually, you know what? That raises attack. This is reasonable. Alright. But yeah, they actually, like, it seemed like a symbiotic relationship in that case. And something I was reading, like, an interview with the actual, like, designers, producers, something. I don't remember specifically who it was on the game staff that it was an interview with, but they're actually kind of talking about that, and basically the idea that Malenia is borderline like a suppressed part of Elena. Like, the reason that, you know, rather than consuming it, instead kind of found this part of her that she kept hidden away and kind of took that and became a separate entity instead. And I mean, that's kind of a really interesting idea and interesting way to look at, like, having demonic possession. Because, yeah, most, at least in my experience, I mean, I don't exactly go out of my way to read stories about demonic possession. I don't know, it's never been one of those, like, it can be an interesting plot point, but it's never been one of those, it super appeals to me. I love this plot idea. But yeah, like, the idea that, you know, it's not, like, really possession. Why aren't you hitting the thing that's low health that's right next to the thing you were attacking? Why is no one trying to stop that thing? Oh, well, because those things to kill. I guess that makes certain amount of sense. Anyway. And I just think, it's that's a very unique and interesting way to look at kind
Now you'll
of
be
demonic
fine.
possession as a plot point and handling the characterization. Like, Elena is so busy, like, you know, she is a pious, you know, spiritual
Gotta
church
work even harder.
fanatic. I'd put her like in that, you know, overzealous church fanatic category, but can't really think of a better word off the top of my head to describe what I'm saying here. So we'll go with that. Okay, we already went that way. I'm jumping around like a lunatic, you little. No, I guess he's not little. He's kind of a giant shrimp. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, but yeah, and it's just kind of an interesting way of doing the whole, like, Millennia exists as a separate personality of Elena because Elena kind of suppresses these ideas that a dark force, you know, kind of latches onto that. I don't know. I really should go back, find the interview, reread it, kind of where they're going after. Just when they were talking about it, that's kind of interesting, actually. It could also just be a spur of the moment. I was just trying to figure out, like, how do I justify having this kind of not make sense? Everyone else that's possessed gets, like, you know, turned purely evil and is no longer themselves. Then Elena gets a split personality. Why? Because suppressed aspects of her personality. That sounds deep and meaningful, and it's totally not a cop-out answer. Yeah. I like to think, because this is a good enough game, like, I'd like to think that the staff wasn't like just, because this reason that we totally just made up on the spot. Well, in some ways, I suppose that's more impressive, like, come up with a really good sounding reason like that, just on the fly. That takes a certain amount of skill, and you gotta respect that. Yeah. Oh, a lot of medicine. That's so really nice way to start off your health. So, okay, with that whole discussion out of the way, let's come back to the what's happening right now, where we're wandering around in a forest, and there's grunting yetis. Oh, howdy yetis. They're all clustered together. One true option here. We can put them all to sleep. Yeah, you know. Oh, it's actually called the Bigfoot, really.
Stuff.
I figured we're in a
Of
snowy
nightmares.
area, that would be a Yeti. What do I know? Ow. And yes, punching yourself in the chest after coughing is totally not an incredibly stupid idea. Ow. Alright, that actually worked out really well. Oh, you know what? There we go. Oh, yeah, that's what he wants. Yeah, it's not quite the brightest sometimes. Oh well, they would have woken up on their own around this time anyway, so I guess now we've got two that are fairly close to low health, so we can kind of all finish it off very quickly and at once, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't think the hard mode was quite as good as advertised. I mean, we're still
Gotta work even
somewhat
harder.
early in the game, maybe 15 to 25% of the way through, something like that. So I suppose there's still room for, like, that to change here. Okay, there's the money. Why is this a dead end with nothing there? But, like, right now, like, we're playing on hard mode. And one of the reasons I wanted to do play it on hard mode, other than, you know, when you're recording yourself doing something, you want to, like, make sure you look super good. So, of course, you got to set it to the highest difficulty setting, because you're just that tough, or something. But, it's just because when I played the game originally, what we're seeing right now, I just kind of left the AI and let them run amok, is kind of how I played, and that just, to me, feels like that's not how this game is supposed to be played. Like, they have enough good mechanics you can do interesting things with. The problem is that really until Grandia 3, the games don't really. We can't leave. That's not ominous at all. Especially all these tentacles. I mean, we're trapped in a room full of tentacles. That never ends well for the participants. The audience, depending on their taste, it might end well for them, but for the participants and characters involved, it doesn't necessarily end well. Anyway. Okay, this is going some... Okay, I wasn't quite sure. Like, I don't want to leave this room yet. Not that I was leaving the room anyway. Okay, so we got that one there. Looks like that's the only one. So I'm guessing it's going to be this vine. But, like, the third one, they actually upped the difficulty and kind of kept like battle, like had more battles that actually like challenge you to understand and use the mechanics. But I've already in a previous video kind of said my piece on why 3 isn't one of my favorites. Yet it went up on the PlayStation Store on the PS2 Classics for $10, and I really had to resist buying it. So I could also just be a massive hypocrite and you couldn't listen to me. Really up to you on that one. But yeah, I mean, like, here we are, we're fighting, we aren't even putting the AI to, like, you know, use all your abilities. We're just spam normal attacks, and it's working. Like, we've got the game on hard mode, we're spamming normal attacks, and that's perfectly viable as a strategy. And I mean, not even like, because I mean, arguably with Grandia's the way that our combos and criticals are built into the game, as a mechanic, you could argue that there is a lot of room for spamming normal attacks in that, you know, you can mostly get away with combos and criticals, especially early on when you don't quite have the resource pool for using your more powerful, like, special abilities and things like that. And actually, we're just drinking tons of potions. And of course, the only thing I have to cure poison is not a potion. Whatever. Wandering too. Oh, I've already been this way. But yeah, and it's like that just feels like it's really not that well made. Like, the mechanics are great. That's the Grandia series. One of the reasons I've always loved them is the fact that the mechanics have always been great. Combat just works. If you like allow yourself to dig into and go full in on the combat, there are some really interesting things you can do. Unfortunately, the game gives you absolutely no reason or arguably even opportunity to do so. I mean, it's a vast improvement over Grandia 1, where if you knew how the mechanics worked, you could literally break the game without even trying. I mean, I loved the concept of its leveling system. Like, you had traditional character levels and, like, individual character stat bonuses as they leveled up their skills with using certain equipment. That's a really cool idea. Unfortunately, you should not be able to, by about 60% of the way through the game, be able to one-shot every enemy encounter before they can attack, even when they get the initiative. That is, like, I don't even think broken is a strong enough word to describe that. So, you know, this game has that going for it. It's not that broken. It's terrible and all that. But very good. Like, Star Ocean is still 30% health. That'd be awesome. 25 that's pretty good. I think be saving that though. SP restoring items are going to be very useful for getting one specific activate ice pick. I think that's a weapon for Rome. Yes. Ice elemental weapon. Not enough. Oh, definitely not enough. Not enough boost. Alright, well, that was interesting. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things, like, to me, but then again, I guess it's like one of those things. I love JRPGs, but I also kind of hate them in some respects, just because it feels like especially there are some JRPGs out there with really great combat. What is happening to my screen? Why is it all, like, bright yellow and I can barely see anything? Is this a glitch or is this supposed to be happening? I can't tell. The Garden of Dreams. Oh, because we can't go that way, I guess we're going to the Garden of Dreams. That was weird. Oh, and it's still bright yellow and I can hardly see anything. That's great. Oh, it's fog. I thought it was intense sunlight. You need to work on your effects skills. It kind of does. If it's not the right road, we're not going where we need to. Right. I guess that's odd. That sounds odd. Admittedly, I mean, I guess life. If you're, near living things, you should smell life. And all these flowers with no smell of life does seem a little odd, I suppose. I think. There's also that. That was kind of creepy music. I don't know, who are you? Oh, hi. Creepy girl that just came out of nowhere? Yeah, the character portrait did not help at all. Also, someone do something about the transparency there. Get happy. What the heck is that from? The thing. It's gonna be bugging me like until I finish recording this and go look it up because I have the power of Google at my fingertips. It's not even like it's gonna be hard. What about her eyes? They're purple. They're also kind of creepy and like staring into nothingness. Oh. So she was blind and still looks kind of blind, I guess. I don't know. Of course not. You're too busy being a manly man to be into flowers. Not even trying anymore, Ryudo. Oh. And even the game's calling you out on it, Ryudo. That's something. Why is she suddenly wet? I'm guessing that's Millennia. What? I mean, this was already weird, but it just got weirder. Yeah, I've got my own questions here. Weird. Anyone else confused? Because I'm confused. I'm hoping we get some kind of explanation for this soon. I am really confused right now. Plus, I've got that song stuck in my head. Come on, get happy. Probably like the Partridge Family or something like that. I don't know why. It just that rings in my head as a thing that probably is. Maybe the Osmonds. It would be the Jackson 5s, not their sound. I mean, not far off, but not their sound. Huh. Guess we're back out in the wilderness where we were when it was snowy and cold. If so, that was a freaky... Well, then again, dreams tend to be freaky. What was it, the other day I had a dream where I went to Walgreens and had them cybernetically attach a thing to my ear. It just held a spare mini ammo clip, except I didn't have a gun. And for some reason they had to make a surgical incision in the back of my ear. And I decided to become a crime fighter, I think. I don't know, the only part I remember was them making the incision in the back of my ear and attaching the thing with the little box. And I vaguely remember something about ammo being mentioned. So, that would make sense for it to be a dream, because that was really messed up and weird. So that makes enough sense that I'll go with that. It was a dream. I mean, it was all a dream is kind of a cop-out answer, but... when it makes sense, it makes sense. And when the only way to make it make sense is for it to be a dream, just go with that. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, we already explored this area. Let's get out of here. Let's go to the East Silesia. I'm guessing that's back to the continent since we were on West Silesia before, I think. I don't remember. We can't go back there, so I could go look at the previous video, I suppose. Merumu Village. I like some of the names in this. There were some fun names. So much for progress and, you know, technology. Kind of a depressing look the town made. Actually, not too bad looking. I guess just all the gray just makes it look like not all sunshine and smiles. At least the other place had some, you know, nice multicolored cobblestones or whatever was going on in the street there. We're going to get involved in some kind of plot in this town involving something, and Elena's going to drag us into it, isn't it? What do you mean, what? Were we supposed to come here? Yeah, I think I agree with Ryudo for once. What's going on? I guess they requested the church to send somebody because something's happening. Oh. That was a nice transition rather than having to walk over to his house and not knowing where it is. And they could have done something like that for Gaddon. And seriously, I figure Gaddon, the super rich mayor of the town, would have a house that stands out. Or is it just me? People do that. You know, I mean, ideally about 6 to 8 hours every day. What's unusual with that? Oh, okay. That's unusual. That's not so much falling asleep. I think that's called a coma. If you use the right words, we might be able to better understand you, dude. I mean, comas do that when you're not feeling well. I mean, like when you're feeling really, really not well, but, you know, comas are kind of a natural occurrence. Not a good sign, but a natural occurrence. So why do you need the church? Of course they're not natural. Wait, if they're sleeping for days on end, how do you know what they're dreaming? Do they wake up again? Could just be nightmares. I'm not even sure if I'm following what's happening anywhere. That part seemed kind of obvious once we realized that we weren't the people they were looking for. Or that we didn't do something we didn't realize we did. Not if Elena has anything to say about it. Cue Elena wanting to help them in 3, 2... Oh, wait. What does he want? Why? I guess that makes sense. Oh, well, he's not as vehemently opposed to it this time. I'm somewhat shocked. I guess we'll call it a day in this village then. Why do I feel like we're going to be doing more than spending a single day here? Is it just me? Yeah, I don't have enough time to go shopping. We've been at this for, almost 30 minutes. Yeah, I think it's time to call it a day. Or we could watch more cutscenes. We already had this conversation. Catch up. We had this outside your door. I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe she wasn't listening at her door. Or, I don't know. Seriously, no mood to get reason to get depressed just because of mistaken identity. Seriously. See? There's Elena wanting to just go help everybody. I would mind coming that way. I would mind very much, because that way I don't think there's a save point. Can we have a save point yet? Nope. No save point. Of course not. Plus. Well, he doesn't seem to be having the creepy nightmare dream that everybody else is. Creepy dream, field of flowers. Talk about the girl with the black wings not wanting to be eaten. Sudden bad tidings in a town. I think Rowan may be onto something here. Hey, yeah, let's put the sniffer to the test here. Oh, now I'm just confused. Come on, you're a priest. Don't all priests know how to do, like, exorcisms? I was about to say, I just said it earlier in the video. Why can't I remember it? Or was that the previous video? I don't remember. Admittedly, unless, you know, he's hiding some details about himself, he doesn't seem like a flowers and fairies kind of dude, admittedly. Before you go and do anything, please don't implicate us in your witch hunt, okay? Just throwing that out there. Seriously, lay off the witch hunt, or at least don't include our names when you're doing this, okay? We didn't tell you to go on a witch hunt. We just kind of said some things that maybe we shouldn't have, because they apparently caused you want to go on a witch hunt, lady. Thank you for that scintillating commentary, Rito. Thank you very much. I don't even know what to say to that. I'm getting the impression no. I mean, that raises further questions, but I don't think that garden was real. You know, that is one cool thing about Merrick. You'd normally figure, like most games, the big burly beast man would be a berserker, but he's actually kind of poetic sometimes. I guess now we gotta go find the little blind girl and not the dream field. Why isn't there an inn? Why isn't there a save? Oh wait, no. Sorry, not usually an actual physical save point. We have to talk to the... And that is pretty suspicious. That's pretty suspicious, but please don't go drowning little girls on our behalf. I kind of don't want that on my conscience. There we go, save point! Yay! Alright, so I think we might have to go talk to a little blind girl and pretend, well, I guess she's not blind anymore, but potentially stop a witch hunt. This should be interesting. Well, either way, until next time, as always, later, folks.